Right, we're going to start the cuff, and the cuff is going to be in contrast colour for these socks. And I'm just about to complete the last stitch of the 11th round that I've made after separating for the heel. And I'm going to change to the pink on the very final stage of that round. Okay, so that the pink is now attached, and I'm going to carry on working in that going forward. Now the cuff is worked in crochet ribbing, which is just front and back post trebles. And if you've not done them before, please don't worry. They are just like regular trebles. That's UK terminology, obviously. The only difference is where you place your hook to make the stitch, and I'll show you what I mean. Sorry, I'm just get my yarn in the right position. So if you were going to be doing a regular treble, in the next stitch along here, we put the yarn around the hook once, and I would expect to go into the top of the stitch like so and make my treble. So that's absolutely fine. That's what a normal treble looks like. The difference between that and a front or a back post treble is, as I said, just where the hook goes. So we're going to start our cuffs with front post trebles, I think. So if we look at round one of our cuff, we start with one chain, which is going to count as our first stitch. Our next stitch is a front post treble. So I'm going to put my yarn around the hook in the normal way. And rather than go in, as I showed you, under that stitch as normal, I'm actually going to put my hook around the next post. I'm going to make it this post, I think. Yes, around the post of the stitch of kind of underneath. Actually, it'll be this one, won't it? So I'm going to put my hook beside the stitch and then coming back around the stitch. So the stitch itself sits over the hook. You can see that there, can't you? Then I'm going to pick up the yarn and come through and complete my treble in the normal way. Okay, so that was a front post treble. So with a back post treble, it's slightly different. We do the same as before, as with any treble. We put our yarn around the hook first, okay, and then we go from the back of the stem to the front. So we come in through, when we were doing our front post treble, we went behind like so. We're going to come from behind the work and back over the front of the stitch. So the stitch is obscured by the hook there. You cannot see it. The hook is going over the front of that stitch. I'm bringing the yarn through and completing the treble in the normal way. Okay, so that was a back post treble. So what you can see is the positioning of the stitches is kind of forward and back and forward and back. So we're going to do that again. We're going to alternate all the way around. We're going to front post treble next. Okay, so front post treble, if you remember, the hook goes behind the stitch so that the stitch is across the front of the hook. So the stitch sits over the front, and we finish our treble in the normal way. And then we're going to alternate and do the back post treble. And with the back post treble, we come in from the back, and the hook obscures that stitch. It pushes it to the back of itself, okay? And complete our treble in the normal way. And that's how our cuff is going to be worked all the way around, alternating between front and back post trebles all the way around. Okay, so have a practice if you've not done this before, but it's okay, you'll soon get the idea of it. I'm going to go all the way around now and show you how to sort of finish off each round so that we can see how to deal with building this cuff up around multiple rounds. Right, I'm coming up to the last stitch now, and the last stitch is a front post treble. So around it goes. And now I'm going to join. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to join into the chain that we made at the very beginning of the round. So the little one chain that came out the top there, I'm going to slip stitch into that one. Okay, and that completes the first round of cuff. Round 2 is the round that you're going to repeat 4 times in total. So the first go round is going to be the first one, obviously. So the only difference is actually that you're going to do 2 chain at the beginning rather than the 1 chain that you did last time. 2 chain at the beginning, and now you're going to go round and work the same stitch into the same stitch. So where there's a front post treble, you work a front post treble. Where there's a back post treble, you work a back post treble, and you're just going to do that all the way around, and that will build the appearance of or build the cuff and that nice ribbed appearance. If I do a few stitches here, you'll see what I mean. So just like I said, front posts where there were front posts previously, back posts where there were back posts previously, and that will make that ribbed cuff very nice indeed. Just do a few more so you can see the effect. My yarn is playing up. Let's try that one more time. Have we got enough there to have a look? I think so. So you can see, I'll take the hook out. You can kind of see this rib cuff starting to grow. It's really cute, isn't it, actually? So like I said, we've got 4 rounds of round 2 in total. The only difference being that beginning chain is chain 2, and you're going to slip stitch into the chain 2 to close the round. So I'm going to go and finish up the cuff, and we'll see what it looks like at the end. Right, I'm on the very last stitch of the cuff now. It's so lovely. It's really stretchy. Really, really clever technique. Yeah, so not signing off, what do I mean? Joining, fastening off, I don't know, slip stitching into the top of the 2 chain there. And I'm just going to snip the end so we can have a good look at this, and I'll just pull that through for now. La, 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 la. Oh, can you believe that? Yes, I can. Right, let me tuck that in there. So there, look, a nice way end, a nice sort of stretchy cuff at the top of the socks, and it is ribbed. It's lovely. Now I think my tension is quite loose. Okay, so I think ordinarily I'd probably go down, I might even go down a hook size. That's me, not you. You don't need to worry about that. So it's quite open, but even if it's quite open, I think it's a really nice technique. It's a nice way to finish the sock. So there's the cuff, a very, very simple and effective ribbed stretchy sock cuff.